Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Helmet Head and this is the Morbidelli C1002V. But more importantly, this is the review you've been looking for. This is Morbidelli's flagship cruiser. So let's start by having a closer look. Where do I start with looks? Well, we'll begin with this LED light cluster. Now, it's got LED lights on all round, but there's something quite cool about this little line coming through that's lit up constantly, your daylight running light. It's got that real Italian look because, of course, this is an Italian bike. What makes it a stallion? And with this kind of brushed plastic and a metal tank, it kind of gives it the Batman bike look. It's got this kind of fierce Dark Knight stealth thing going on with it. It's quite sexy, even including this double blacked out exhaust with this chrome finishing at the end. We do need to have a listen. Does it sound Italian? It definitely sounds grunty, but not loud, but it has that Italian sort of rustly purr to it. Talking about the Italians, of course, look at the size of this rear tyre. I mean, I hope this hasn't been modelled on a lady's bottom from Italy, because that is quite big and quite flat, but I'm assured you don't feel it on the road. Now you've got this beautiful hugger going around the back with your indicators and obviously your number plate on. It's nice, it's not too bad, it's a little bit of overhang, and then of course this rear LED light. Again, that kind of Dark Knight Batman style rear light. I do like that. But let's now look at a few of the specs and start off with these dual front discs and your brakes that are advanced ABS. Advanced. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds posh. Advanced. Now the engine, this beautiful engine made in China, is a V-twin with a 997cc. But because they're trying to be so cool, like Harley, what they're saying is, we're not going to tell you what it is in brake horsepower. It's in some kind of kilowatt or something with huge torque numbers. But let me tell you, it's 93.8 brake horsepower. I've got that off Google, by the way. So it should have quite a punch out on the road. It also has a full aluminium chassis. Doesn't that sound like chassis? Aluminium. What means they've saved weight. So this is an incredible 268 kilograms. That's quite heavy. But then it's a cruiser. Now the seat height of this is only 680 millimeters. That means if you're a short ass like me, you can easily touch the floor. And the other important thing with this bike is it's belt driven. Look, you get to that ping, what means no more chain to grease, no more dirty fingertips. Good old belt drive. So let's test this bike properly, because it's a 997cc boasting 93.8 brake horsepower. Now there is modes, there's normal and then there's sport. So let's test it by popping it into sport and seeing exactly what this can do. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa! Spank my monkey! Red lines, red lines. Whoa! Popping it out of sports mode. Whoa. I feel a little bit gazeboed.
from that, just a little bit. Gazebo, it pulls in sports mode. I can tell you, it really pulls. Whew. Right, as my heart rate is going down from that quite legendary racing star, let's move on to this comfort. Now, this seat position just here has this kind of back part to it, so you can push up against it and you can relax, kind of hugging your tailbone. And then the sort of the leg position, now these are neutral controls, they're not too far back and then they're not right forward, so you're stretched out like you are on a Harley. It's kind of got that midway sports control that, to be fair, are reasonably comfortable. I can see cruising on this being quite nice. Now your actual legs themselves are slightly raised, so you've kind of got this kind of sit down with your legs slightly up position. Now again, I'm actually short, but I've got quite long legs, so I could imagine a shorter rider, this would be really comfortable, and for tallers, maybe slightly raised too far. But then you've got these footboards, so it means that you can generally move around quite a lot. That's nice, these footboards, aren't they? Nice. So you've got that kind of cruiser position down to a T. The bars, these swoop back bars as well, so you've kind of got a midway reach as well. And the one thing I have noticed, if you try to do a U-turn with it, they really do lock out far as well. But again, it's got this Dark Knight Batman thing going on. And cornering, our first nice easy corner swoops in quite nicely, and then I could easily see, giving it too much beans, you could get a little bit of scrape going on if you so wanted it, but it tips in quite nicely. Let's tip it in again and bring it out. Yeah, it's got quite a nice tip in feeling. Now I'd say standard mode on riding with this engine is probably a little bit nicer than sport. Sport seems to be right up there at the top, so if you're going to be going around town, I'd leave it in standard mode. Maybe a quick blast through the country, pop it into sport, but this isn't one of those bikes I'd leave in sport mode the entire time. Oh, it tips in, look at that, tipping in again nicely on the old curves. Tip it in again. Yeah, it tips in, does tip in nicely. That rear tyre doesn't feel unstable at all in any way. Now the things you get in the cockpit side of things, you've got this lovely TFT display giving you your revs across the top, your miles per hour in the middle, nice and easy to see which gear you're in, your tyre pressure front and rear. Oh, I like that. Oh, I do like that. On top of it, you've got the handy fuel gauge on your right, and then of course your engine temperature as well, and your trip in case you want to start doing racing starts like me, and how quick you can get there and how many miles that you complete, and plus your total, of course. And this bike's done 864 miles. And then controls, you've got cruise control. I love cruise control. When you're on those motorways, you're on those rubbish long runs, cruise control is awesome. Cruise control adjustable just there, click it on, click it off, perfect. Information, well, we can change stuff. I can see what our range is now, go back to tyre pressure, range, tyre pressure, and then you've got your indicators, your horn. Not too bad, not too bad. You've got your hazards in case you want to give somebody a flash, and then on top of it over here you've got your engine start, your kill switch. Now BL doesn't stand for what you think it does, you rude person. BL stands for backlight or backlit, what means that it lights up the controls at night. So if you're going stealth, you turn it off like Batman, but if you want to be seen and looking cool because you're about to go in and rescue a damsel in distress, you put it on and all your controls are lit. That's nice. And then you've got your mode, so you've got standard and sport. Standard, thank you very much.
Well, with the power making you feel like you're being spanked by monkeys, and also the riding position of quite clearly a god, the thing of it is, what's the most important thing is, I keep saying that you feel like Batman. It's got this stealth look to it, this awesome cool Dark Knight style, but does it? Well, let's pop it out on the road and let's see exactly how sexy you're going to look while you ride this bike.
She calls, I always seem to lose my cool.
come on, you've got to admit, I did look cool riding that bike, didn't I? That V twin engine and the way this is sort of blacked out, like I said, very stealth. It just looks awesome. I mean, I really, really like it. And the thing of it, it's grown on me more and more and more. Yeah, it's quite a beast. Now, I'm impressed. This C1002V is generally a cracking bike to ride, and it does make you feel badass. I generally feel like Batman. Now I'm just waiting for all the ladies to come running to want to touch my leather suit. But the thing of it is, this bike, with all of this, with all of these features, 9.5 grand on the road. That's the impressive thing. And the place you can pick this bike up for that magic 9.5 grand is MotoGB. Now, if you want to check out their website, it's motogb.co.uk, and you can order your one directly from them and even get it delivered. And do you know what? I want it. I really want it. Take my money and give me this beast.